So I was just filming some YouTube videos and I quickly booted up and started playing on my phone, and I suddenly discovered that Kemper have just announced and released a huge update for their amps. They've got a brand new firmware update, and they also have a brand new software, which is Rig Manager 3.0. Now, if you have a Kemper amp or you're familiar with Rig Manager, it's the software where you switch out all of your presets via your computer. And the previous version of it was pretty dated. However, this new one is totally being redesigned, and we're going to be checking that out in today's video. But more importantly, the amps have been updated with a brand new firmware that has added an acoustic guitar simulator. In my opinion, this is a feature that is long overdue, and it makes your electric guitar sound just like an acoustic guitar. So I'm super excited to get this thing updated, and let's check it out. So that was a demo of the brand new Kemper Profiler Acoustic Simulator found inside of the 7.5 firmware update. And to be honest, I'm really blown away with how that thing sounds. Recently, we've been taking quite an in-depth look at acoustic guitar solutions for electric guitarists. And in particular, we took a look at the brand new PRS SE Piezo Hollow Body 2. If you want to see some of the videos, check out this link over here. But that guitar obviously has an acoustic guitar pickup built into an electric guitar body, which gives you the ultimate acoustic guitar and electric guitar in one. However, the Kemper Profiler's new update really does give that PRS a run for its money. I've been really impressed with how this acoustic simulator sounds, and I think it's about time the Kemper Profiler did have one. Now, bearing in mind, this is just a good old Gibson Les Paul custom with some classic rock humbuckers in. There's no piezo, nothing in sight. This guitar was never designed to sound like an acoustic guitar. And in the demonstrations there, you heard it did a relatively impressive job. Now, for quite some time, I've been using a community-made third-party acoustic guitar simulator with my Kemper Profiler. Some guy put some together and he popped them online, and they were free as well. And to be honest, they did an insane job considering the Kemper Profiler didn't have anything built into it to really help the guy achieve that sound. But now the official Kemper Profiler acoustic simulator really does sound terrific in comparison to those free profiles that I was previously using. I'll give you some examples of the audio between the two. Now, it took me a while to find the Acoustic Guitar Simulator. At first, I thought it was going to be its own little profile on the Kemper Profiler, but it's actually an effect. So you find it inside of the effects chain options on your Kemper Profiler, and you can switch it out inside of there. Now, there are some benefits of it actually being an effect. So the way I set it up was I booted up a super clean sort of Morgan amplifier style sound, and inside of that amp, I essentially just switched off the amplifier, the cabinet, and I just left the EQ on, and I boosted the bass up a little bit to give it a bit more bottom end presence like an acoustic guitar would have, which definitely helped. And then what I did was I had a bit of compression and the acoustic simulator and a tad of reverb in the effects chain just to make it sound really nice. Now, the compression was essential because it was super duper quiet and I needed to boost the sound of the acoustic guitar, and also gave it a bit more tightness as well, which sounded really nice. But the major benefits of actually having the acoustic simulator as an effect is because we can actually stack it with a regular electric guitar amp. So for example, if I were to have a slightly dirty patch loaded in with the acoustic simulator as well, theoretically we could stack both of the sounds at the exact same time. Like you kind of would double track a guitar, you'd have a dirty one and a clean one. You could kind of emulate that effect live with this DIY piezo simulator inside of the Kemper Profiler. So I just want to take you through the actual updating process for the new firmware on the Kemper Profiler, because seriously, it's really complicated and convoluted, and I find it extremely frustrating. So I'm going to simplify it so you know what you need to do. So first off, if you're updating your Kemper profiling head from a really old firmware patch, which I believe is less than 7.3, which isn't really that old, you have to do the update in two separate parts. And to make matters worse, you can't do this update via the Rig Manager 2.0. I plugged my Kemper head into the Rig Manager 2.0, expecting it just to do its thing and update it, but it simply refused to update the head. And what I had to do instead was I had to download the firmware files from Kemper's website and then transport those onto a USB stick. But the worst part was the legacy drivers aren't on the main website. They're on some hidden URL that you have to specifically type in order to download the legacy drivers that you actually require. Now, once you find the drivers you require, that helps you do the first stage of the update. You can then transfer that onto USB sticks. So you have to make sure your USB stick is formatted. Nothing is on the USB stick. It's literally blank and it's set to FAT32. Once you've done that, you can transfer this file onto your USB stick, and then you can eject your USB stick and plug it into the Kemper Profiler, and it will do the first stage of the update. Now, once you've completed the first part of the updating process, you have two options. You can either now plug your Kemper into your computer via the USB stick, and it should hopefully now update itself to 7.5 inside of Rig Manager 2.0, and then you can go ahead and download the new version of Rig Manager 3.0, and your Kemper head will work with the new software. Or alternatively, you could repeat the same process that we just did for the first part of the update. You could go to the Kemper website, download the latest firmware patch off their website, transfer the file onto your USB stick, and then plug your USB stick into your Kemper amp and just wait for it to update, and then download Rig Manager 3.0. I personally think that's probably the better solution to go with, because so far it's been really frustrating trying to use Rig Manager 2.0. Now let me know in the comment section down below, would you like to see some more Kemper profiling videos here on the channel? And also, what are your thoughts on the brand new update? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's not very good? Did you prefer the old Rig Manager? Let's talk about it down below. But as always, I've been Ben Rollins. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.